Hey, it's Jacob Givens, and you're listening to Tom and Zeus on Shout It Out Loudcast. We're just rocking out and going back to the dorm days and listening to the best music ever from the 90s.
And reports tonight on how destruction is impacting the campus community.
Names of O'Hara Hall, Skid Row, T-Zone, Banff.
Badass motherfuckers.
Somph, sit on my face.
Drinking like fucking ass pre-gaming, as we call it. What is this dorm damage bill on our tuition statement?
Dorm damage?
Well, we only broke like 3 chairs and 4 desks this month.
Is that a positive thing? Bam! That's right. We're back with another episode of Dorm Damage, the show where anything and everything is on the table and the table gets smashed. This is episode 74. And once again, we're kind of remembering a legend. And this one kind of hits us, especially our generation, especially hard. And we wanted to spend some time remembering him. Zeus, who are we talking about this week?
King Jaffe Joffer of Zamunda.
That's right. That's right. Also known as Darth Vader. also known as Mufasa. Also known as James Earl Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The great James Earl Jones. It's funny because I feel like he is more popular for pop culture than his acting career, because the parts he played always he's just such the voice, the presence he brings.
Yep.
They're not like, yeah, he was in Gone with the Wind. Yeah, he was in The Godfather.
Yep.
But his voice in Star Wars is beyond legendary.
Yep.
He was picked specifically for that voice, and he just added a huge and such a specific touch to Darth Vader that you can't take one without the other. You have to have his voice with Darth Vader. You can't imagine it without.
Yeah, it's funny because the only movies that I can think of where his voice isn't the reason for him being in the movie, ironically, are 2 baseball movies. And that's
he's awesome.
Field of Dreams and The Sandlot. But again, it's his voice. He just commands that presence. But I mean, for me and you, he's Darth Vader. For everybody out there, he's Darth Vader. And the thing I loved about James Earl Jones, and God bless him, he was 93 years old. He embraced that. He's not one of those celebrities who tried to minimize that, I was just Darth Vader, I was just Mufasa or King Jaffe Joffer and coming to America. He knew that that's what made him special, that he knew that that's what people loved about him.
Yeah, the other thing is he was in Hunter for Red October, those Patriot Games kind of stuff. And then don't forget something as silly as this, but for generations, people remember hearing his voice almost every day because it was, "This is CNN."
Yeah.
To get his voice to do "This is CNN," which when CNN was the only cable news network for I don't know how long.
Yep.
Everybody remembered that voice in that ad. And was it 2 seconds? But it's such a thing in pop culture. They got him to do it that everybody loved it.
Yeah. And it's funny. You mentioned Hunt for Red October. My brain was totally going to all these other big things. He repeated that character of Admiral James Greer. He was in all those movies. He was in Patriot Games and Clear and Present Danger. But again, when you think of James Earl,
Barbarian.
Yeah, but nobody and he doesn't mind that that's not what you go to when you think of him. When you think of garbage, think of Akeem. But I texted, my son, he's 20 years old. I texted him at college that James Earl Jones passed away, and it affected him. He grew up with Star Wars just like us. He loves the Lion King movies. He loves the Coming to America movies. So, I mean, you got to wonder, are there any kinds of people out there right now that strike generations so hard as James Earl Jones for what he did for pop culture? I mean, obviously it's his voice, but you watch Field of Dreams and Sandlot, those characters are amazing. Those are wonderful characters.
That speech that he does at the end about baseball
It makes me want to play baseball, and I hate it.
I'll give you a quick, like, if you know Field of Dreams enough, how about when he gets out of this car, when he gets out of his van, and then he turns around, and then all of a sudden the camera, and he's right in front of the van, and he's startled, and he's like, "You saw it," and he saw it in the when he was in the seats. He heard the voice, and then he gives that speech at the end of the movie.
Oh,
baseball in America, this and that. It's like the most glorious pastime, American cherry pie, like speech, and it's just so well done. And he's just got this joyous smile upon his face.
Exactly.
It's very regal, and hence Mufasa and fucking King Jaffe. My son works.
It's true.
I assumed you had sex with your bathers. I know I do.
It's true. And when you think when you think of Darth Vader, like, go, if you're not aware of this, go on YouTube, and there are test runs or whatever they called. So David Prowse physically played. Go listen, because Darth Vader's voice was British.
Yeah.
He sounds like it's horrendous. But then you give him that James Earl Jones voice, and you want to shit your pants when he talks.
Dude, I told you, Eddie Izzard in his Dress to Kill comedy stand-up.
Dude, we used to watch that. When you lived in Arlington, we used to watch that one.
Remember when he did like the voice? He goes, "They're all bad British actors.
Yeah,
it's the rebels, sir. They're here." So, hello. No.
Wait, is that Ace? Was that Ace?
I could play a James Earl Jones. This is CNCF. I don't know. What is the numbers again?
Hey, Gene, I am your father.
Oh, you are? Hey, shit. You missed a couple Father's Day, Dad.
Ace has invaded dorm damage now.
No, we got to stop. But back to James Earl Jones. Those kind of like affection. It's just one of those guys that when he passes away, it's a part of Americana. Him, totally. a Willie Nelson, a Dolly Parton. There's nobody saying negative things about them. They're just part of our culture.
Well, that's what I was just going to say. So James Earl Jones passes away at 93. I mean, it's one of those things. I'm like, you kind of forgot that he was still alive because he hadn't like done anything, and he's never in the media. He's never in like the news. Like, I mean, as far as I'm aware of, he wasn't like ever like part of anything like unscrupulous or whatever you want to call it. Like, he just lived on in the movies. And that's the other thing. The movies that he's in are timeless, generational. Like I already mentioned my 20-year-old son. Obviously, your daughter has seen the Lion King movies. Like, think of that. He's been Darth Vader. He's been Mufasa. And then again, for comedy, The Coming to America. Like, those are timeless, generational roles that people forever are going to be like, who is that man doing that voice?
And he was a huge Broadway actor.
Yes.
He was in the military. Yep. He's won the EGOT, the Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony.
Which is incredible.
Legendary career.
Yep.
And the thing is that I love about him is that he transcends color.
Totally.
That he's so adored. I think he's the best in pop culture. Just a loved individual.
Yeah. It's I don't know. You know, you see these people, and again, I mean, he lived, what a life. He was 93. It's not like his life was cut short. God love him. But, you know, as we start to approach our older age, you know, hitting 50, et cetera, you know, you start to see, you know, I know obviously James Earl Jones is not Greg Kinn or Jack Russell. We did that a couple episodes ago, talking about people who are passing, but you start to see kind of the turning of the page here. And the thing that I love about, you know, I've already said it, I'll say it again as we kind of wrap up, is just that James Earl Jones, like, that's the thing that you got to love about these entertainers, that he may be gone from this earth, but his work is, it's just a click away. He's never far away.
I'll leave it at this, because now with this thought, what worried me is, James Earl Jones is dead. Now who's going to do the voice in future Star Wars project? Now with AI, don't need it. I guarantee you they probably signed something in advance that we can continue using your voice in perpetuity and have that set up in the future.
Totally.
Right? Which you'd be like in 1977, like, oh, fuck, now what are they going to do?
Yep.
right?
But
Bullshit
not anymore.
CGI Princess Leia like they did in the last one.
Terrible.
But the fact that he's behind the mask, he can just use his voice. It actually suits it better.
It's true. Totally. Yep. Great point.
All right. Well, God bless you, James Earl Jones. Until next time. Peace out, Girl Scout. Oh, you over here? Yeah, I'm over here now.
Zeus, it's me. I want to end the show now.
Jesus Christ, Tom. Jesus Christ. Let's end the show now while we got the muscle.